Have you ever felt like you somehow became an adult way before you were supposed to? You know, like you had to figure out the grown-up world while all the other kids were, well, just being kids. If that sounds at all familiar, then you're in the right place. We're going to dive into what actually happens psychologically when a childhood gets put on fast forward.
Wow. Just let that sink in for a second. Peace became your job. That right there gets to the absolute heart of it. It wasn't something you chose, it was a responsibility that was handed to you, long before you could even understand what it meant. So, this experience, it isn't just some vague feeling you have. Psychology actually has a name for it. And just giving it a name, that's a huge first step to understanding everything else. The term is parentification. So, what does that really mean? It means the roles got completely flipped upside down. Instead of being the one who gets care, the child becomes the one who gives care. You learn how to manage adult emotions. You mediate their fights. You provide the stability that you were supposed to be receiving. And this is absolutely crucial to understand. This isn't just about having some tough memories. When this happens while your brain is still developing, it literally rewires the pathways. It becomes the deep down blueprint for how you see the world, how you understand what safety is, what love is, and what you think you're worth. And that rewiring, it creates a really unique set of traits. These aren't flaws in your character. Not at all. They're actually incredibly sophisticated survival skills that got etched into who you are. So let's break down 5 of the big ones. Okay, first up is something we call hyper-vigilant empathy. And this is way more than just being good at reading people. It's almost like having a superpower, an ability to feel the emotional temperature of a room because you had to. And this really shows you the trade-off, doesn't it? On one hand, you have this incredible skill, you're fluent in what's not being said, because back then your safety literally depended on it. But then you look at the cost, and it's immense. Your nervous system is just always on, always scanning for danger, even when the danger is long gone. And that is just completely exhausting. All right, this next trait is a direct result of that first one. On the outside, people probably see you as incredibly independent, strong. But from the inside, that independence feels like a whole different story. Yeah, the world looks at you and thinks, wow, what strength? But really, it's armor. You learned really early on that needing someone was risky, that being vulnerable could mean getting hurt. So you built walls. See, true independence is having the choice to lean on someone. For so many who grew up too fast, it never felt like a choice. Now, this third one, you've probably gotten compliments on it your whole life. You were always so wise beyond your years. But let's talk about the dark side of that so-called maturity. This lays it out perfectly. That maturity, it wasn't earned through normal development. It was stolen. Stolen from playtime, from making messes, from just getting to be a kid. Psychologists actually have a term for this, a developmental foreclosure. It's like you skipped all the essential early chapters of a book, so now you can handle a 5-alarm fire, but something as simple as relaxing feels totally foreign. And that brings us right to our fourth trait, which is a constant, nagging battle for so many people. It's the struggle with boundaries. Does saying a simple word like no ever feel like you're doing something terrible? And here's why. The root cause is that as a kid, your own needs were treated like they were an inconvenience. You learned that to be loved, you had to make yourself small. This leads to what's called boundary confusion. You literally can't tell where you end and other people begin, so you just absorb all their problems and feelings. And finally, we have the fifth trait. This one is maybe the most profound of them all. It's a deep, intuitive understanding of human suffering. Some people call it the witness wound. This quote just explains it all, doesn't it? The reason you have this deep insight is because you had to become an expert in your own pain just to get through the day. You can see the hidden patterns in the silent struggles in people that everyone else misses. It's a powerful gift, for sure. But the real challenge is learning how to turn that powerful lens inward and truly see yourself. So if you're sitting there recognizing yourself in all of this, I want you to hear this loud and clear. You are not broken. You're a survivor, and there is absolutely a path from just surviving to actually healing and thriving. So what does that path look like? Well, it's not about trying to forget the past. It's about making peace with it. It starts with grieving, really letting yourself feel the sadness for the childhood you lost. Then you witness. You take that incredible empathy you have for everyone else and you finally turn it on yourself. And last, you reclaim. You intentionally give yourself permission to rest, to play, to find joy in small things, all the stuff you missed out on.
Just think about that for a minute. These traits, the ones that can feel like such a burden sometimes, they are proof of your resilience. They're how you made it through. The real change, the deep healing, begins when you decide to become the safe, loving adult that your inner child was always waiting for.
And really, that's what this is all about. It's not about erasing what happened. It's about integrating that part of you to stop running and to finally build a safe home inside yourself for that kid who went through so much. You grew up way too fast, that's true, but you're still growing. And this time, you get to do it for you.